guys notice about these walls? They're old. They're from the 1950s, right? But what do you notice about this wall? Brand new. It's brand spanking new. Some of that siding looks like it's been burned. Why is that? That's because the fort almost burned down, coincidentally, once again, so long ago. Now, how does this story transpire and happen? Well, like I said, I fired it off at around 10:45 in the morning, and I'm down there talking to a couple of gentlemen like I am to you guys now at the well, and all of a sudden a man comes barreling down these stairs. He goes up to me and he goes, "The fort's on fire. You gotta get up there now." I'm like, "No, it's not. It hasn't been burned down since the 1950s. That's silly. Don't say those things, okay?" However, though, he goes, "No, I'm not kidding. Fort's lit on fire. Get up there now." I'm like, "All right. Better not be pulling my leg. I got a bayonet." He ends up running out of the museum. However, though, I get up here, lo and behold, this whole thing is on fire, and it's real bad, folks, real bad. Now, so I use the fire extinguisher right there to try to put this thing out. It doesn't work. That was silly. So I had to use the big guns. The guard maintenance hose right there. So I fight the fire all by myself, alone up here, before the fire department gets here. I finally put the fire out. Huzzah! The day is saved. The fort didn't burn down a second time. Hooray! However, though, we all realized one horrifying detail. The date, August 3rd, the 268th anniversary of the siege of 1757, where the French would actually burn down that fort to this week, that very almost to the exact hour. So for the entire week, all during the ghost tours and all of broad daylight, all you could smell all out in Lake George Village and here was a burning fort. Take it as you will, but that's one ghost story that does happen up here. But today we're going to be wrapping this up and talking about this cannon right here. This cannon is a 6-pound bronze field cannon. Lieutenant Colonel Monroe, where are you? Yeah, you're somewhere out there. Yeah, have fun lugging this thing down there, down to Fort Edward that way. Now this cannon does not belong up here, for the fact of what it is. It's a field cannon. It's sitting on a field carriage. Kids, how many wheels does this have? 2. That means our 6 to 10 man crew could wheel this thing around effectively on the battlefield, where this thing really belongs, not up here. Because if this thing was up here, and it would be fired, its recoil would be 10 to 16 feet back. Let's see how bad that'll be. Oh boy. Waterville Arsenal guy, you should know better. Yeah, we're all gonna be spending the rest of the day much deader and flatter. Don't laugh over there, it can go left, it can go right, exactly, they can pitch in, cartwheel, flip over the air, be upside down, face the wrong direction, kill all of you in the back, or explode right here and kill us all. So you're dealing with in the 18th century, yay! But it's smooth bore, we're still figuring it out. Now it is these cannons that this gentleman is sitting on, and these people are gathered around. These are garrison or naval trucks. Okay, these are 12-pound cannons. How many wheels does this have? 4 wheels, yes. It have a large hemp rope with supports on both sides of the wall tied around this knobby end called the cascabel, or as our Scotsman likes to call it, the rope around the thingy, all right? And when it's fired, he'll be fine and safe, and you, man, will be fine and safe, because its recoil is only 3 to 4 feet back. He'll just have a nice, short 3-foot ride. So I think we'll take our chances with this monstrosity instead of that one over there, okay? So, now, nothing is standardized at this time period. Your cannons are not actually 6 pounds or 12 pounds or 32 pounds. They're well over 1,000 pounds. You're naming your cannons based off the weight of the shot. Now, we also have different types of ammunition. Round shot, you guys know what that is. Famously enough, during the siege of 1757, when the French sieged this fort and burned this place down, look at that flagpole right there. Do you know that a British carpenter actually climbed up that flagpole to prevent one of the flags from hitting the ground? The French, all the way out there, would see this man climbing up there. They would fire off one of their cannons, and up at that very flagpole, they took his head clean off. It is mentioned right there on the plaque right behind you two folks, right there. And also, you would have had grape shot. We all know what that is, you remember? Turns this thing into an oversized shotgun. You guys see that pine tree wood line? Yeah, a French grenadier during the Battle of Lake George in 1755 actually made his way somehow, point blank range, somehow, to a field